right, y'all. Rick's Smiley Morning Show, man. I'm so excited this morning. Listen, man, we're talking about a couple of stories that have the whole country up in arms with the Jacksonville, Florida police and the alleged beating of William McNeil Jr. and Erica McGriff. And joining us this morning, we got the people's attorney, the one and only, yes, sir, Benjamin Crump, man. What up, Ben?
Hey, how you doing, Rickey?
Man, Ben, man, thank you for coming on this morning, and thank you for all that you do. Let's jump right into it, Ben. But for everybody that don't know what's going on in Jacksonville, Alfred, go ahead. You had a question this morning.
Yeah. So a video posted to Instagram highlights what activists are calling a pattern of excessive force by Jacksonville deputies. Now, the post shows two separate incidents, one involving Erica McGriff being slammed to the ground in front of her daughter, and another showing college student William McNeil brutally beaten during just a simple traffic stop. Now, both of these cases involve the same department. They've sparked calls for accountability from the sheriff's office. Where do we stand on these cases?
I just literally landed in Jacksonville, Florida, with Attorney Harry Daniels and Attorney Sue Ann Robertson, because Erica McGriff on just last week was picking up her daughter and left the car parked on the side of the road. It was drizzling. She went to get her daughter. When she came back, she was met with Jacksonville Sheriff's Deputy Holton, who, instead of giving her a ticket, he engaged in excessive use of force for a minor violation. That is very similar to what happened to college student William McNeil. And even worse, Rickey Smiley, even worse, y'all, was the fact that two other black women were also arrested, one for videotaping what happened and another for trying to intervene in violation of Florida and Georgia's so-called HALO law that says you got to be 25 feet back if the police tell you to get back, which is a violation, we believe, of the First Amendment, because it's vague and ambiguous. And how do you know, if you're the officer, if they're 25 feet back or not? And so we're going to challenge this, and we're calling on everybody to call the state attorney in Jacksonville, Florida, and tell them to drop these bogus charges against these black women who were simply videotaping and trying to intervene. And when you think about it, on George Floyd's birthday, I wish we had more black people who intervened when they saw police beating the hell out of black people and engaging in excessive force. So that's what this is about. I mean, Erica's daughter watched her get beat by a man, 3-4 punches, got her thrown on the ground, knee on the neck. And for a traffic violation, is that what you're telling me, Sheriff T.K. Waters, that this is good policing? No, we definitely need people videotaping out there. We need them videotaping now more than ever.
And then the William McNeil case, he was just sitting in his car, being nonviolent, hands up, asking what's going on, and can he speak to a supervisor before he get out of the car? And they smashed his window, they punched him in the face, and then they proceeded to beat him on the ground. What was their reason for being so hostile?
And that's what Attorney Harry Daniels, Attorney Sue Ann Robertson and I are challenging directly. We are filing lawsuits to say you have to acknowledge the facts of the case. Even the Supreme Court said if you have the authority to make an arrest, then you still have to do it within the bounds of the Constitution. You can engage in excessive unconstitutional force like they continue to do. And I think about William McNeil video, and the reason why we created those videos to show them side by side, to say, look at this pattern that exists in Jacksonville, Florida. This is not good policing. And the biggest thing I have to say, going back to Erica McGriff in defense of black women, what happened to chivalry of men being chivalrous towards women? I guess chivalry is dead when it comes to black women in Jacksonville, Florida, Rickey Smiley.
Hey Ben, I know you in the car. Do you have an extra minute? I can go to commercial and come back, and I'll skip the front page and just come back out with you. You got an extra minute? Okay, yeah, more Ben Crump. All right. More Ben Crump coming up.
News headlines,
Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, 27 minutes after now, y'all, we got Ben Crump on with us this morning. And Ben, real quick, in your opinion,
Yes,
what changes in training policy or oversight should Jacksonville implement to prevent incidents like this?
Where they have to terminate the officers when they see them violating the law. First and foremost, how you going to enforce the law if you're violating the law? So,
Right.
Rickey Smiley, I wanted to quickly, if I could, film director Ava DuVernay and many others, after they saw the viral video of this black woman being brutally beaten by this deputy, asked Attorney Crump, what's the call to action? And so she said, people want to help, but we need to know what to do. So for the first time, I'm going to give the call to action on your show and this beating of this black woman in Jacksonville, Florida. Number one, we have to call the Jacksonville State Attorney, Melissa Nelson, at 904-255-2500, and we have to demand that she drop these charges against the innocent bystanders who videotaped and tried to intervene to help the black woman. Demand number two is terminate Officer Holton, call Sheriff T.K. Waters at 904-630-2120 and Mayor Donna Deacon at 904-255-5000 and demand that this officer be arrested for engaging in brutal excessive force against this black woman in front of her 9-year-old daughter. And then demand number three is we got to call the state legislators in Jacksonville, Florida, and the city council to say they must challenge this HALO law because it's arbitrary, capricious, vague, and unconstitutional. And we got to say the First Amendment matters. If you videoing the police officers and your officers are doing good work, then what are you afraid of? Black people being able to video. I wish people would intervene more. It's George Floyd's birthday. Wish people would have intervened with George Floyd. He would be live today. Number four, Rickey, demand mental health services for those students and other parents who was traumatized at that charter school watching that black woman be beat, knee on the neck, hair pulled. I mean, our children can't think that this is normal. And final point, Rickey, is support the Legal Defense Fund for Erica McGriff, Anita Gibson, and Jasmine Jefferson. These three black women, Tamika, Mallory, and Until Freedom, are helping to have this GoFundMe account. Civil rights lawyers work on contingent basis, but criminal defense lawyers need retainer billable hours to represent, and they're going to need quality criminal lawyers. The police union is always there to support their sisters and brothers. Let's have us, the beloved community union, support these black women in Jacksonville, Florida. And those are the five call to action, Rickey Smiley.
Man, I love it. Alfred, you got? Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? He just answered a lot of questions, but I just want to know real quick, because these were simple traffic mistakes. When you get pulled over by police, what are just the first three things you need to do?
Well, Attorney Daniels and I keep telling people, do like that black college student, William McNeil. When you first get pulled over, have your camera set somewhere to record the whole encounter. Now, we want you to remember, is so many black people, black motorists get killed by simply interacting with the police and traffic stops. So I'm reminded of what Tupac said, it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. So don't confront the police there on the street. Follow all the rules. Let him see your hands. Don't make any sudden moves, anything like that.
Right.
Go and make sure you have us to defend you in court, not where we're talking about you at a funeral. Reverend Al and I have done way too many eulogies of black motorists with simple traffic violations ending up with a death sentence.
Yeah, because I think the police, a lot of these officers have been emboldened by this Trump administration. And, and it's, I don't know, Ben, I just feel like they've been emboldened in just their whole demeanor and attitude because they know that it's not going to be any consequences to their actions.
Right.
Absolutely, Rickey Smiley. And that's why we have to save ourselves. This federal government under the Trump Department of Justice ain't coming to aid black people against police brutality or any other thing. So we got to save ourselves. And that's why, Rickey, every time we have these conversations, I get 100 calls, people saying, I'm so happy that you and Rickey was talking about these issues and giving us advice and instructions on what we do to combat this intellectual justification of discrimination. And what I call it, I wrote a book on it, Rickey, Open Season, the legalized genocide of colored people, because it is a full-blown declaration of war against black and brown people. And if we don't realize that we're being declaration of war against us, then shame on us, because they know that they declare war. We got to wake up and be ready to fight. And if you're scared, say you're scared, get out the way. Let people like me, Attorney Daniels, Attorney Robertson, Rickey Smiley, and others who ain't scared, go ahead and fight for our people.
Ben, can you come back on after your day in Jacksonville? Come back on this week, even if you could just give us let us know what happened today. I know you just landed in Jacksonville. What happened today? Just give us a recap of information or anything that you need to get out. We got to have you back on. So we just appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Ben.
Now we gonna come back on, Rickey, because we want to raise this $150,000 for these black women, and we want to come on and say these charges have been dropped. We want to show that we stood up for black women, and when we stand together, we win.
Man, you one of the greatest bros ever. And I absolutely love you and appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all, the one and only attorney, the people's attorney, Ben Crump, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.